This clip is brought to you by Within You Supplements. No bullshit, no fillers, just great tasting supplements to help your performance. Enjoy this clip.
Explain to us a little bit, because we get on this topic a lot, and it's part of the fitness culture, this whole natty or not thing. Just explain to us how freaky some of the people are that you ran into, that you encountered. Now, all you know is what you do and what you don't do, but you can't really speak for anybody else on what they do and don't do. But I'd imagine being part of the Olympics, you've probably seen some just shit that you just can't even explain, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think your Reuters documentary is really good, where it's like, you know, there's a lot of people doing it and they don't talk about it, or, you know, you have a family to support or whatever, like, what are you going to do? And stuff like that. And I remember, I mean, fuck, dude, like, you're so bored. You're like in these mountain towns, and like, it's just you and a bunch of bros in your Olympic training center. And like, there's like, after you train and you eat, like, there's like nothing else to do. Like, people are literally just researching like ways you can cheat. You know, like, what can I do to cheat? Like, if I take that, how long is it going to last in my system for, and all this stuff? You know, for me, I always was like, I never really wanted to do anything in that realm, because like my mom meant so much to me, and my mom was always like, Ryan, I don't ever want you to do those things. And so to me, it was really hard to do that and take the risk and like really let her down. So like, I was always like really, really hesitant, but I had tons of friends who did all sorts of stuff. I watched a lot of people fail things. When you're in the events, like the world championship style events, like you see the guys from Europe, they're fucking massive. Like, they're so big and like just so powerful, like for how big they are. Like, you know, these guys are jumping up doing backflips, you know, and like they're just so like, there's a lot of them were like gonna be in some sort of professional sport, like whether it's the NFL or like some other sport in Europe or whatever, and then they just like, they don't make it in that sport, but they can run really fast and they can run straight. They don't need to cut or anything. And they're good to go.
But all these guys, whether they're doing stuff or not doing stuff, they're mutants, right? Like,
Oh
you
my
probably
God.
run into people
yeah.
that are, you know, hopping up onto a table like this off of one foot and doing it fucking backwards.
And they were going to do that whether they did it or not. Right. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't really even matter. I mean, a lot of these guys just wanted to take it to the next level. You know what I mean? I almost feel like a lot of people who do that stuff, it's like, it's such a small... I mean, we all have friends that do that stuff, and you watch them do it, and they expect all this craziness to happen, and it doesn't. It's like, if you're a pussy, you're just going to be more of a pussy, kind of, but you're going to recover faster. But if you're a savage, you're probably going to be like 10% more savage.
From what would be your guess? Like, from what you've seen in bobsled, and I guess from what you know, do you think it's a majority of people? Because some people think that in the Olympics or whatever sport, that a majority of people, especially power type sports like gymnastics, lifting, etc., they think a majority of people are on something. Would you say it's a majority, or would you say it's a minority from your purview?
I'd almost say it's like 50-50 maybe.
50-50?
I would say it's like probably 50-50.
Okay.
I mean, anything that's like, I would say like anything that's really like not detectable type of stuff. Like, a lot of people would do like growth hormone or something like that, just because you got to get like a blood test essentially to get.
It's wild to me that that's not detectable. I don't know the science of it, but growth hormone?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. But
yeah, there's some things that are like harder to detect, and they have ways of testing like a lot more stuff nowadays. But it's all just really interesting, because what I always say is like, somebody is winning that isn't taking stuff, and they are beating people that are taking stuff. And on top of that, everyone in that pool has outstanding genetics. So, you know, you look at some of these football players and some of the people in the Olympics, you look at like Michael Phelps, and but like, who is another guy that's like winning even if Michael Phelps was to fail a drug test, and it's clear that he uses performance enhancing drugs, or whoever it might be that's in question, there's still somebody somewhere. So what I think is interesting is we use the natty or not thing so often, and especially you're seeing a lot of people point the finger at Liver King. And I think it's really easy just to say, hey, he's doing stuff. But the reason why they say he's doing stuff, or why they say others are doing stuff, just so it's like a get out of jail free card for themselves. So they don't have to put in the same amount of work, because I'll never look like that. If I did that, if I switched over to that, then everybody better look out.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. I like the way Louis Simmons looked at it, where he would say, you know, people who are doing stuff are training way harder than people who don't. I mean, I agree with that to some extent. Like, I mean, if you're doing it, it's probably because you're super, super dedicated. And then we have friends who do stuff who don't really look all that much different, or, you know what I mean? It's like, I mean, I've never really frowned on anyone for any of that stuff. Like, especially like my time in CrossFit.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people, you know, are always like accusing everybody for doing drugs. And for me, it was always like, I mean, have at it, bro. There's so many different things to do. Like, you need to be good at running. You need to be good at swimming. You need to be good at Olympic lifting. You need to be, you know, all these different things. So, like, go ahead and go get as strong as possible. You go ahead and do that. And then I'll fucking run right past you a little bit later. You know what I mean? Like, and then even if they made it, you know, legal, I still feel like it wouldn't change things that much. I think it would in terms of recovery and all that stuff, and people be a lot stronger.
Yeah.
But like as a full, well-rounded athlete, I still think a totally natural dude could totally win. Just like if they made it a really fair competition in terms of like every like true mastery of the sport.
Mm-hmm. Hey guys, I've seen that you guys have been commenting about how much you hate the whispering outro, asking you to like, comment, and subscribe. So I'm gonna whisper again because I know you don't like it. So hey, I know we're bringing you some good content, so like, comment, subscribe, and share it with some friends so we can all help each other out. And maybe I'll stop whispering in your ear.